Marty, you heard McDavid's comments and you heard what the boys on Overdrive had to say about it. Is there a legit reason for Oiler fans to be concerned right now? Or is this just fans of other teams blowing this up in hopes that it may be true that McDavid won't re-sign in Edmonton?
So I would say there's legit reasons to be concerned because of the fact that he's still not signed that extension. It was, eligible to sign it July 1, and we're into September and it's not done yet. So that to me is the concern, because if it was as easy as saying, you're the best player, we're going to give you the most money and you have the most terms, it would have been done already. But it's not as easy as that. Now, what McDavid says, everything's on the table, long term, short term, no term. I think that's where everybody gets more concerned now, because I think there's two parts to that. One is, well, McDavid is smart. So he wants to make sure that he has all options open, and he knows that, look, if the Oilers aren't going to be the team to be able to win a Stanley Cup, that's what he wants to do. It's not so much about the money, it's about winning the cup. But two, I feel like when you have a microphone in your face and you're being asked these questions, sometimes you just say things, right? You say, everything's on the table. Long term, short term, no term. And then you realize later, oh, I shouldn't have said no term. But listen, it's out there. And I'm sure that has been discussed between him, his family, his agent, the Oilers. So it's out there now. But I'm more concerned with the fact that it's not signed, than the fact that he would have said, or he did say, no term in part of his answer.
Okay, one thing I think we can all agree on, Marty, is that McDavid is waiting to see what moves the Oilers are going to make to prove they're going to be contenders for the long run. Do you think they've done enough this offseason to convince McDavid they could contend long term, or do they have a ways to go to prove that to him?
They have a long way to go, Gino, to prove that to Connor McDavid. And I think that McDavid's been saying all the nice things and the right things to say. I have full faith in this group, and maybe the best group that we have moving forward. And I think this is our best opportunity. But there is still so many holes. And that's one of those things. Like over the last 2 years, the Oilers have lost so many pieces up front, and the goaltending hasn't been fixed. So, yeah, Evan Bouchard is signed, right? So that's great. And Draisaitl signed, but McDavid isn't. And so there is definitely a long way to go. I think it starts with the crease. We don't know if Stuart Skinner, Calvin Pickard, or whoever is going to be the answer. But McDavid would be smart to wait and say, let's see what we do in season to decide if I'm going to stay here long term, because there's a long way to go. There's a lot of work to be done for Stan Bowman and his hockey operations staff for McDavid to feel as confident as what he's been saying. Look, he's saying the right things, but I don't think that level of confidence should be that high.
For those keeping track, it's been 71 days since McDavid became eligible to sign an extension, but the more important number may soon be 294. That's how many days remain between now and July 1st, when McDavid could hit the open market.